Okay, Vic, can you hear me okay?
You sound nice and clear. Can you hear me with these earbuds or not?
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you. You probably should put on a little more juice, a little more volume, but let me
Yeah,
see
let
if
me
I can
see.
get the speaker. The microphone should be sure. So you can you hear me now really good?
Very, very good.
Yo, my thingy is working. Okay, and then I can hear. So talk a little, give me a little more oomph
Okay.
there, honey.
Okay. Let me see if you
Hey,
can hear me
JC, how you
good.
doing, girl? Okay, cool.
Yep. Can you hear me, Kim? Otherwise, I'll take these out.
No, I think it's cool because that way you can hear closely to your ears too.
Yeah. And I don't want to be noisy in the place I am. So there we go. All right.
Right.
So, hi, everybody that's popping in here. Go ahead and make sure, hi, JC, that you tell us you're here. Say hi so we can say hi back and do your settings too, everyone, so we can chat away, right? And then tell us where you're from, first of all, Carolyn, Lorraine coming in here. And I think this is kind of a cool topic Kim's talking about tonight. Tell us if you had if you can imagine how many enrollments you could obtain in the next 12 months from today. And I mean enrollments being customers or reps, whatever you want to call an enrollment. How many do you imagine that you would like to have? And not just your everyday enrollments, ones that you like. Some of you might have had some bad enrollments and they didn't work out, or they kept you awake at night because they were too whiny. So if you could have a way to pick and choose some good ones that fit you, how many would you think you would like to have? And then when you say the number, let's say it's 50 or 100, where would that put you financially? It might take a minute to figure this out, or two or 10, but get your little calculator out on your phone or something and say, oh, if I had 50 and I earned $20 on each one, how much would that help you financially? So let's think about that. And let's see who else here. Leslie, good to have you. Of course, Donna from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jim, Jim Timpson, hi. And Carrie, we just spoke. Nice to have you. Let's see who else is here. Glenn Whitney, Los Angeles. Good. So start thinking now before Kim comes on with her magic wand talk. How many enrollments would you like to see in the next 12 months? So where are we now? We're June 14th today, I think, if we're in the US. Between now and next year, that's believable. If you've never had one and you've been in the industry for 2 years, then don't say 1,000. Say something realistic that you can hang on to and imagine, and you could like put little stick figures on your fridge and cross it off when you actually get them. So Carrie is saying 100 customers would give her about 4,000 a month. I like that. That's solid income. And Carrie, if you don't mind revealing, how long have you been in the business that you're in right now? And are you, what do you have? 2, 10, 20, or anybody? Just tell the truth. We're all here to learn and find our own magic wand, so to speak. Leslie, 100 is a nice realistic. Now, Leslie, go figure out what that would mean. If you had 100 customers and maybe 2 of them were reps, what would that mean? Jim says he'd make 25 more customers per month, 25 more. So what would that give you? And Lorraine says, I'd like to have, oh, I like your number. I love that number. She'd like to have 111 this time next year. And that would add 5,500 to her pocketbook. Yeah. And Theola, 20, 18 in a month. And now everybody figure out on your calculator, what would that mean if they were customers? So let's say you say, oh, I want 20 new customers and I want 1 rep, whatever that might be. Donna, hi. 100 partners would pay me about 10K a month. And Denise would like to get 100 in the next 12 months. Now do the math. And everybody, next thing you put in there, if you've told me that, what would that help you pocket? And we're talking loyal people that hang with you, that you like, you like to hang out with, you like to build business with, that don't keep you awake at night, unless it's because they've made you happy. Theola, 4,000 a month, that would give you for that amount of 20 customers a month. Okay. Anybody else? Where are you from? You're calling in here or getting on Zoom, not calling in, but coming on Zoom. And the question being, in the next 12 months, how many enrollments would you like to have, customers and or builders? And what would that put in your pocket. And if you don't know, some people don't really know their comp plan. They don't really know what they make. But if you do, kind of do an average ballpark. What do you make per normal average sale? And what would that give you? Melvin, hi. 100 would be additional 4,000 a month. And where are you now, Melvin, if you don't mind revealing? Donna, 10K with assist with a 25 to 50% growth. And Kathy, nice to see you. 100 brand partners, spending as much as I do would give me about 12K per month. And Jim, 5,000. So is anybody here near that? Of course, we're talking 12 months from now, but anywhere near that, or is this a believable number for you? Attainable, given that you know what to do next. Melvin, you've got 20 right now. That's not bad, Melvin. How long have you been doing what you're doing? Let's see. Jaylene, are you saying 10,000? And how many enrollments would that be? Melvin, too long. How many of you been in the industry 5 years or longer? And Denise, figure out what your average sale would be per customer, for starters, because I know you're new at what you're doing. Kathy, her goal is 200 partners. That'd give 4,200 a month. And how many do you have right now? Are you new or are you seasoned, been doing this a while? Also, Kathy, could you put your settings to everyone? You're on host, so we can all see. Anybody here in the business 5 years or longer? Say me. Carrie, 19 years overall. Now, how many have you been in though? What you're in currently? Tell how long that is. And Donna, 50 sales from now till January, so that's 10 sales a month starting in July. Okay. JC Smith, currently she's been in 2 years. JC, how many enrollments are you saying for the next 12 months? Say, and then what's your income would be from that? Carrie, just one business. Okay, I got it. You go, but way back. I know. And you just found Kim again after like 10 years, I hear. 10 years, and you found her, you lucky dog. Can you guys hear me okay, or is anybody hearing feedback from me? Is that you, Kathy, saying that? Does everybody else hear me okay? Testing.
Yeah, I think you're doing okay, Vic.
Okay. Well, boy, do we have a lot of people with some cool answers, Kim.
Oh yeah, what, like, read me a couple.
So,
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of 5 years and above seasoned people, and the average, it looks like people are looking for 100 customers basically, or enrollments, and anywhere from like around 4,000 that they anticipate making after that many. So that's pretty good. And I think the one that is the most long in history is Carrie Myers, who just came into your big school today, Kim. She's been in the industry like 19 years and knew of you way back when Excel existed. Way back.
Carrie Patterson. Yeah. Right.
Uh-huh.
It's like amazing or what, right?
Yeah. And Joan, put yourself on everyone. You're stuck on host and panelists. Go to your settings, everybody, check yourself. A couple of you are still there. Kathy Carlson, the same. So far, I think about 100 enrollments is what they're looking for, and 4,000 to 5,000 would be income that they're hoping.
Okay, so hang on one second. So I can do.
Anybody else want to put your 2 cents in before Kim starts on her magic wand treatment? And Donna, 100 enrollments. She, I think you have something more high ticket at 10,000 a month. Yeah, I know a little bit about yours. Anybody else? And if you don't know what you make, get your calculator out and start looking to see what your average is per customer or enrollment. I see your magic words there, Kim.
Yeah, I know. We're just trying to get the video working. Let's see here.
Okay.
See if it's gonna work. Does it work or not?
No, that's good. I see you with your orange.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, it was kind of funny light still, but at least we're
Yeah.
functionally here, right?
Uh-huh. It's good, Kim. You're nice and clear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, see if that's a little bit better. Yeah, this is
Wow.
probably going to be okay. Yeah. So greetings, everybody. The magic words. Let me ask you something. When people, first of all, this Vic link there, my partner in crime, and this is Kim right here. So you can see underneath there, or whatever the side there is, we have Vic. And she is a big star in her own right. So don't think for 1 minute anything else. How many years you been in this business, Vic?
Oh,
28,
goodness.
30,
At least.
even longer, right?
Yeah.
Than me. And Vic has built a number of businesses to the top. And also with me, we've built like 4. Is it 4, Vicky? We
Mhm.
built to the
Yep.
top, usually faster than anybody else in the history of the company has done. And we have certain ways of building to the top. And when I say build to the top faster, it means get to the top position in the company, the executive hoo-ha director, the inner circle where you go to the bathroom with the president and the presidential suite, whatever that is. The 3 people that meet and advise him, that's what we're talking about. And we have won recruiting contests. And the reason I tell you all that is because we've done it in a way that is the opposite of everything that we were ever taught. And so today, I just want to let you know, everything that you're going to hear is going to be pretty different. And I'm going to give you magic words. And before I start, I just want to ask those of you that are here, do you dare to be different than what your upline is telling you? Let me see in the chat, yes or no. Because if you don't dare do anything but what they tell you to do, you're kind of like your boss at work. I'm probably not going to be able to help you because everything I'm going to show you is different than what they tell you to do in all the companies that I've ever heard of. So let me see in the chat. Do
Oh,
you
there's a
dare to be
dozen.
different?
Yeah, lots of them. Yes.
Be honest, because if you're going to go, oh, this is very different, right? Are you going to do it? Or are you going to ask permission first? Because I can tell you right now, there's not a single thing I have to say here that if you have upline police, if that's the kind of upline you have, you can't do that because it's not duplicable. Nobody else can do that. Then you're going to not be able to do anything that I teach you because everything is different. Okay, think different. So I just want you to know, for me, the conventional method has never worked. The beliefs never worked. I never bought into any of it. I still don't buy into it. I'll never buy into it. Now, I may be wrong, but for me, it's gotten me to 6, and now we're building a 7th experimental team to the top faster than anybody else, with way less stress, way fewer gray hairs, and almost never hear no. That's what we do. So we're pretty weird. So we do not teach conventional network marketing here. I want you to know that in the front. So if that's what you want to hear, then you can be entertained, but you probably won't do anything. Because what's the status quo? Do what everybody else does, believe what everybody else does, say what everybody else says, think what everybody else thinks, buy the same thing. That produces sameness and weakness. Sameness does not create progress, right? If somebody like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs or Gandhi, anybody who's made a difference, they said, we think what exists is not very good, and we think we can make it better. And that may be audacious. It may be like, who do you think you are? But so what? Who cares what anybody thinks? Who even cares? I can't even imagine I can't imagine giving one bean about it. Because if I don't like what there is, then I can think either I can forget it or I can do something about it. Do something different. Am I right? Is this not your right as a human being? Let me see, yes or no. Are we saying yes or no? Hey, Carl, long time no see, buddy. Kathy, good to see you. Yep. Mr. Little, good to see you. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Do you dare to be different? Yes or no? Can you do things without having to ask your upline, is it all right if I do this? Because you're supposed to be a creator, right? If we are made in the image of God, I think God says he's a creator. So that means you're a creator. He didn't make a bunch of clones. Even with the first 2, one was a boy, one was a girl, right? So sameness is weakness. Remember that, right? Because you're human. You're an entrepreneur, you're a creator. How many people here think that you're an entrepreneur and a creator? Who here? Let me see. Who is a creator? Say me, or an entrepreneur. If you are a creator, That means you do not do everything like everybody else. You have your own specific spiel, your own specific angle, because you have your own set of experiences, right? Like we have somebody here who saw some kind of health program, and she says, oh, I help people read the lab results. Well, I happen to see that. That's pretty cool. Now, who would want to have lab results? Well, people who worry that the information they're getting is not correct. Woohoo! That's a great market. Not lab results. No, for people who think, oh my God, how do I know it's any good? I want to check those lab results myself. I have a friend, a nutritionist, and some years ago, she thought she might have an allergy. And this many years ago. And so she went to one of these allergists, a perfectly wonderful woman. And she gave her like, I don't know, 100 different things. And then she went to some place to draw blood and do all this analysis of all these, to see if she was allergic to anything. And one of the things that came back, I can't remember, it was some nutrient, some whatever, looked like it was completely off balance, like way wrong. And we thought, oh, whoa, because this like could be totally bad. You get a lab result and says some part of your blood is all screwed up. And it's like, oh my. A week later, she had to go back to have something else retested because there was some, I forget what the results weren't properly printed out or something like that. And the lady who saw her was the same person drawing blood. Said, by the way, did you get the updated report on your allergy, whatever it was, test? And my friend said, no, I didn't see it. And she said, well, that one that was way out of whack, it was a mistake. It somehow got messed up with somebody else's lab report. And you are at your age, and she was, I think 64, 65 at the time. She said, you have the numbers of somebody who was 29 or 30. Well, crap. If you didn't know that, you would spend all your life thinking something was wrong with you. So yeah. For people who worry that their numbers may not be right, getting something that has a lab test with it, that is for that market perfect, as that everybody know. Most people don't even question anything, right? So these are good things. So be aware of these things. That was for you, Joan. All right. We get to create what you want. Do you realize that you can say words that are different than what your upline teaches? You can say words that are different from what I'm going to teach you. Because guess where your magic words are going to come from? The machine is inside you, baby. It's inside you. And I'm going to show you how to pull it all out. Okay. Who's a creator? Did I say who's a creator? Somebody in the chat say, I'm a creator. Let me see that I'm a creator before we start so that I know we have people that are live wires here. Who is a creator? Creator. Jeff Bush. Have you talked to Vicky, buddy? If you haven't, you should. You seem to have a lot of desire and a lot of good attitudes. Yeah. Who's a creator? Who's a creator? Who's a creator? Yeah, if you wouldn't, yeah, right, Donna, if they worked, you wouldn't be here. But you see what, and that's true. But I didn't say that really to for that reason. What I wanted people to know is that if you're doing what they tell you to do and it isn't working, it's probably not because you're not doing it right. You're doing the wrong thing that they're telling you to do. You see that? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Also, do you think you can transcend your industry? I read a statement today from somebody who's saying, every year you should look at your industry and make sure that you are doing it the way you want to do it. Be a member the way you want to be in your industry. You can transcend your industry with ideas like Elon Musk transcended electric cars. They used to be thought of as ugly and slow and nobody would want them. Now they are sexy, sleeky, and everybody wants them. There goes, oh, there's a Tesla. Oh, every time I take Uber, I love when I get Teslas. We get them all the time now. Why? Because they say, well, gas is $10 a gallon, so Teslas are cheaper. So Elon's making out like a bandit for his Teslas. Do you see what I mean? So you can transcend the industry. Have we said yes here? You are not stuck to be a clone and a duplicator of anybody else in terms of behavior. Your only job in the quote unquote duplication is to fill the circles with people who are paying money, reps and customers. How you do it's totally up to you. Are we on the same page? Yeah, really. All right. Hey, Leslie, how you doing? Donna, Carrie. Well, good to see you, girl. All right, so here we go. The magic words to attract the perfect ones that are waiting for you. Can you see the slides okay, Vic? Are we good with that?
Yes, yes,
Picola.
I
Yep,
can
you
see
can see
it.
the slides, right? And that's the
Mhm.
only slide you can see?
Yep.
Just this one? Okay.
Just the one.
Okay, so let me tell you a little story about how what happened to me here. I have recently moved, and one of the first things I want to do is get a whole house water filtration system. And so that's, the first thing I did. I went online and get a whole house system in the area where I live now, which isn't too far from where I was before, but it's a different house. So I checked out things online, and I had 3 different people come over to tell me what they were going to do. Now, with a whole house filtration system, it's kind of like having somebody who's going to paint your house. They come and they get in for how many feet is it and how big is it and how many this, and they physically have to come and give an estimate. So I had these 3 different water professional plumbing companies, water companies come over, and they took pictures of the outside of the house, the side of the house, and then a couple of them had this big presentation book, from the old days. Vic, remember from 100 years ago? You have a big binder, right? It's this big, and it's got all the pages in plastic.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, this is so cool. So I have a nice deck outside. So I said, sit down, sell me on your thing, different presentations, blah, 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 blah. Now you remember, I was looking for and ended up getting a whole house unit, something that filters all the water from where the water line comes into the house, so that everything is filtered in all the ways I want to have it filtered. We good with that? It's not something like under sink or just in the shower, right? So, they all showed me the movie stars that are using their systems. Steven Spielberg used one. In fact, the one that I have, Steven Spielberg and Julia Roberts, Tom Cruise, they use that one too. But everyone had all their filter stuff and all the movie stars that used them. And they all, talked about all the stuff that they could filter for. Okay. So that's what happened. And then one of the guys we were sitting, like I said, outside on the deck in front of my place. And he walked across the front lawn area of the place, because the house is, I don't know how many feet wide it is, a couple hundred feet, just pretend, right? And it's white. And so he said, I was left sitting there, on the deck, and he said, I think that what we could do is we could run the copper pipe. He said, if you have a crawl space, we can run the copper pipe underneath. We can put these giant units. They're 5'2" each. They're like 2 or 3 of them. They filter for things that I'm interested in. We can put them on the side of the house where nobody would see them. Okay. And that's what he did. Just got up and said, this is so you wouldn't see a thing. Now, to me, see, I'm an aesthetically oriented person. And what had happened, he said, we can make it completely invisible. So the front of your home, the whole place, you won't see a thing. Now, he's talking about his product that would be made invisible, because of course it would be ugly. You guys have seen houses where the people don't care about that. I mean, you don't have to care. I happen to care about that. So I don't want that. But what happened is with that one effort, one statement, which was just an expression of his personal values, because he lives not too far from this neighborhood. It's kind of a nice little place. What had the others done? They said, well, we could stick it right here in the front, right in the front of the house, and just hook it right up to the water line, because the water line happens to be under a bush at the front of the house. So you can't really see it. But if they put this whole thing there, 5 feet, 2 or 3, everybody would see it. Most of all, I would see it coming into the house. Every time I take a run, I'd come home and see this big, ugly, huge thing in front of my house, right? It would be an eyesore. That's what happened. So you just picture, a white wall and this 5'5" thing, 3 of them. All the copper piping is out in the front, so it sticks out against this home, and that's what would greet you when you came into the house. And I'm just letting you know that the guy who won over my heart immediately is the one who said, you can do this. And I thought, well, if his system is no worse, see my last year, if he's no worse than anybody else, I'll take his. Why? Because he shared a value, and it had nothing to do with the filter system. You see that? He said, I can hide the whole thing for you. because why would you want it to show? And I'm thinking, man, you took the words right out of my mouth, because I don't want all that crap in front of the house. I don't want to look like we're, one of these places where you have broken down pickup trucks, like when you drive through Appalachia. I mean, I didn't want my place to look like that. You know what I mean? Right? You all with me? Tell me yes, you get this. So this was a commentary and a gesture that he made, which didn't add anything to the price. Are you with me here? Let's see if I got the message here. You see this? And the comment, the thing that he did has nothing to do with the pricing or the quality of the product or what it's filtered for. And so the guy who won the bid and is installing it on Friday finally can take a shower, because I don't dare shower in the caca water. It's like, oh my gosh, right? And you completely glued together. You don't know though. I just didn't say that, but I'm just saying you can't shower in caca water. I haven't done it in so many years. I just turn it on and it's like, oh God. So he showed some aesthetic sense and offered to do something. And it ended up being thrown in with what they were doing. It's a lot, 90, 100 feet worth of piping that they have to run under the ground through the crawl space. So I don't see anything. So the very thing he's selling, I don't have to see it because I want to experience it. I don't want to see it, right? So I'm showing you this to let you know that what won him over was not the price. I never buy on price. You should never buy on price either. There's always a price to pay when you buy on price. You will have a piece of trash that you either have to replace 5 or 6 times. The price should be absolutely last on your list. And if you have to go that cheap, don't buy it, because you just be buying junk and headaches. That's my advice for you. Price is a horrible thing also to sell on, because Walmart's got us beat on price. For any product you've got, Walmart probably has it cheaper. So don't go on price, go on value and charge more so that people see, oh, hers must be really good. Okay. All right. So he showed that the value that I personally happen to have is I don't want junk all over the house that I see in the front of it or anywhere in it. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying. So he suggested all this stuff, that the big gizmos go to the back to preserve the beauty of the front of the building. And I had never said a word about it to him. Nothing. I was just sitting because I like to be sold. Do me. Yeah, I'm ready. I really, give me a book, man. Do your thing. I'm just sitting and I'm just waiting and enjoying every bit of it. I like marketing. I like sales. So I like when people come and want to sell me something that I'm interested in. Especially I've had 3 of them and they all know 3 people were coming. See? So his winning words that won me over emotionally to him were not about the product. Do you realize this? You see this? It was just about matching values with me personally. Okay, now I want just to be sure that you see this. You can hear now. Yeah, no, that's good. Just turn it up. Turn the volume up. Okay. Let's see what you got. Donna Schmitz, he solved your problem for the need. Yes. Yes. Now, Donna, you stay tuned here. I think you're one of our advisor people, right? You're in the advisor program. Okay. You listen extra carefully, you in particular, based on what you just said. See if you can figure this out. So it's matching values with me, not about the product or what it filtered or what it didn't filter for. Do you all notice this? Say, yes, you got this. Just tell me yes, yes, yes. He volunteered to hide the very thing he sold. Right? I want to hide it. You won't even see it. It's like, oh, you're the man that I want for this. Got it? Nobody else cared. And nobody else needs to. It was my value. It's like my size shoe. Okay. So he said, he shared my value. This product in particular should be experienced and not seen. And I'm making a big point of this because the question now is, did he sell everybody he visited if he happened to offer that particular thing to people? Yes or no? Would he sell everybody? Yes or no? What do you see, Vic?
No, 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 no.
Why not?
Yes.
Why wouldn't he sell everybody with those comments?
Some don't care, Carrie Myers says.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't care because not everyone wants the same thing. Not everyone has the same problems.
Okay, now you want to be more specific. Be more specific, given the story.
Everyone
What's the
has different
thing?
values.
Okay, and
Not
specifically,
everyone shares the same values.
yeah, right. Not everybody cares or thinks about what the front of the house looks like. It's not on their radar. Do you see it? That one value sold me, and there will be hundreds of others like me who will pay the price if that value is somehow communicated to us. Tell me you get this, because that's what you're going to be doing, right? This is what you're going to be doing. Is that everybody? No. But when you see how many people are out there looking for stuff, you will know that you have more than you can possibly handle. So no, he won't sell everybody with the comments about, you know what, I can hide the whole thing. And nobody will see a single thing. He sold me with it, right? Because all the quality of the products, assuming that they're comparable, right, for what you're getting, okay? Do the other guys sell theirs too? The other guys, there are like 3 or 4 different companies out here who do this. Do you think the other guys sell theirs too? Yes or no? And that's not particularly their thing. Yes or no? What do we got, Vic? We're saying they're
Yes,
selling.
yes.
There's enough. They're in business too.
Yep,
And they sell probably something else.
sure.
Who knows? It's not my value, so I don't bother with it. I'm just looking for mine. And that's what you want to do with your people. Okay. So they put units in front of, if you go driving through neighborhoods, you'll see some of the water filters are right in front of their house. The cars in front of the house, all things in front of the house, right? That's them. And to each his or her own. There's a huge business for everybody. Does everybody buy Tesla? Hardly. But boy, oh boy, they buy enough to make Elon the richest guy in the world right now, based on stock value. Even though everything's in the tank, Tesla, so is everything else. So everything else is, relatively speaking, still the same. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's dropping 30% or whatever they dropped. Okay. So the key is it's based on values. What is that? A point of view and things that matter to you and to them. I want to be sure that you really nail this home, because when I give you the exercise to do, you're going to be real surprised. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, and I wouldn't say they're not interested in looks. They would probably say they are, but it's not their top thing. Their top thing might be that I don't know, that it'd be 4 feet instead of 5 feet. Well, that's appearance, but maybe it's price or something else, or that it filters out a specific thing. So it isn't, it's yes, they don't care, but it's also, I want to be clear that it doesn't mean that those people don't have taste. It just means it's not. Tony Robbins talks about, what is the list of priorities? Do you want security first, or do you want to be adventuresome first? You know, do you want to have everything be predictable, or do you want variety in life? Which one's more important? So it's a question of, if you like green, it doesn't mean you hate red. Do you know what I mean, Carrie? Right? So it's, I love green. Doesn't mean I hate red. I really like stuff, people, and who think about making things beautiful. It doesn't mean I hate the rest of them. I just don't do business with them. I don't even think about them. They're not in my consciousness, right? Does everybody see that? So we're not making judgments. We're saying what we like and why we buy. Because who has time to talk about what you don't buy? Okay, so here's a quiz. Is everybody ready? Do I need you to stand up here? Is everybody awake? Awake, awake. Why don't you stand up a second? This is going to be a hard one for some people, particularly if you've been cruising on Facebook or anything like that. Here's a quiz. Let's see who gets this first, Vic. Tell me who gets it first. Assuming there are other clients like me out there, we're talking about the water story, okay? What might a post or an email or an ad say that would attract people with my values if they were selling water systems? Okay. Okay, so let's say that I've told you the story now, and I'm not the only person like me out there. I'm sure there are other people out there as well. And let's say that you represent a water company. Now you're going to write a post, right? Or you're going to write an email, or you maybe write a little ad copy. Because every time you communicate about your business, you're writing an ad. You're telling people, hey, I have this thing and I want you to look at it, right? I wish you would buy it. So if that were the case, would you be writing a lot about the qualities or the tech of the product? Yes or no? Let's see here. Hang on. What do we
No,
have?
no,
Read
they're
it.
saying
Read me
no.
what they're saying.
Well, right now they're answering the question. No, no, no.
Okay, so it wouldn't be about the tech, right? So you wouldn't be
Right, it's
saying,
not about
I
the
have the
tech.
most fantastic water filter system in the world, right? Okay, so would you talk about the great company? Remember, you're trying to get my attention, right? Somebody like me, right? You wouldn't do that. Okay, so would you talk about that you have the best price? That would never sell me. It shouldn't sell any of you either. Don't start with trash. And also don't be a person that is cheap, because all it does is make you look cheap and the product looks cheap. If they don't have the money, you got the wrong person. You're talking to the wrong person. To keep your, okay, see any other comments, Vic? Can you read them?
Would you like
See,
your
mine go
equipment to
by
be?
so fast.
Yeah, one is about curb appeal, let's see, the
Yeah,
cleanest
curb
water
appeal.
without ruining your curb appeal.
Oh, that's a good, yeah. Somebody's in the real estate business.
And JC says, have a whole house water system so beautiful your neighbors can't see it.
Right?
And
Yeah, you kind of got the idea. So we wouldn't be talking about that. We'd be talking about, if you're going to lead with something like me, right? You, based on what I said, it might be, if you could have a whole house water system and did all the things in the world and nobody could see anything from the outside, your house was just as beautiful after we're done as it was before, would you want to know what it is? Now, if I am searching for water filter systems online, which I was doing, I would have only called that company. But nobody said anything except, all the the criteria that what they were filtering and what not. And so when the guy said that, I knew I had somebody who shared values, even though they were not about the product. I just wanted to be sure that you get that. You see that? So when you're thinking about marketing and you think, oh, I got to tell people about this product, that's probably the last thing you need to do. Do you see why? Because that isn't how they buy. There's so much of everything out there. And they all say they're the best, the greatest, Dr. Dingeling approved, and, breakthrough and blah, blah, blah. So how do you choose? People, they go to Amazon. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay. So now that's your turn. I'm going to give you a turn here in just a minute. Why it matters. This way of marketing, leading with what matters to you as part of what you do. If you want to be gorgeous, if it matters to you that yada, 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 if you should yada, 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 and you don't know how to do it, but you really want to do it, then you have the rest of it. You're always speaking to somebody. You'll connect with somebody where those are their values and that is their situation. And it's how you stand out to your ideal people who are the ones that are waiting for you. Like I could have said, I have been waiting for somebody like this to come by and show me a water system. And he did it all by himself. And it was subconscious for me to go, he's the one. Right? Because I had 3 choices and I didn't choose anything on the tech because technically they were all, very, very, very high end. Where I live, everybody wants to look good and live forever. So, they all get the best of everything. But that doesn't mean that it is received and used in the best way. Okay, so this is how you stand out. It's not the product. It's what matters and the way you convey how that matters that they will be searching for, like homing pigeons. Okay. Why? Because they have many options. Are you ready to flip out? You guys ready? Stay sober for this here. They have many options. Weight loss. I just Googled 5 minutes before we got online. When somebody Googles weight loss, can y'all see this number? There are 3.1 trillion results. Weight loss. 3 trillion. Skincare. Some of you do skincare. 4 trillion results. Look it up yourself. Google it. You'll see how many results come up in even less than a half a second. 3 trillion results. Another one. Try this one. Some of you make money stuff, right? Network marketing is a way to make money. 8 trillion results. Just make money. 8 trillion. How is anybody going to try? Crypto, try that. 933 million. That's a lot. Looks small now compared to a trillion, but here's some more. Nutrition, 4.6 trillion. Investment, just type it in. When you want to invest in gold, metals, blah, 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 crypto, whatever. 4 trillion, 4.3 trillion. You see this? Have we got this? Network marketing, 1.9 trillion. And you want to know, you want to sell your network marketing? Every one of them says it's the best one in the world.
Right.
All of them, the best company, the best owners, the best product, the best pay plan. Everybody says the same thing, right? Try it. I mean, flip out. See, if I were going to do a marketing thing for network marketing, I wouldn't say, guess what? I have the best network marketing company. That is so retarded. Why? 1.9 trillion people and companies and results are saying the same thing. Yeah, we pitch something else. We might say, you know, Vic, we should test this for the group. But what I could do is I could say 3 things to know about network marketing before you join.
Mhm.
Now, who is going to be interested in that? Do y'all see this?
Mhm.
Right, Kathy? The rest of you guys see that? 3 things to know about network marketing before you join. Who's going to, everybody who's going to click on that wants to hear is somebody who's kind of interested either in changing companies or signing up for the business. Is that not who I want to talk to? Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. Is that who I want? People who are interested in talking about the business, yes or no? Do I want to talk to them? Right? Totally. Now you have to be able to answer what are 3 things people should know about network marketing before you join, right? Would that be a great marketing angle? What's the angle? Are you not sure? If you're not sure, if you want to buy a water system and not have it be all over the yard so you look like you live in Appalachia, then do this. We'd help you. We'd probably be the one you want because, you know, we have the same good stuff everybody else has. It's just with us, you don't see a single thing. If you want to, you know, have a new heating system and it doesn't smoke or it doesn't do some other thing that is peculiar to people, then, you know, check us out. If you want to know 3 ways, 3 things to know before you know, fertilize your lawn,
Mhm.
5 things to know about carpet before you buy. These kinds of things demonstrate you're an advisor, you know your stuff, you're going to give the information, whether or not they buy from you. But the chances that they'll buy from you or your referral are like 70 to 75%. That's huge because you've established yourself. Y'all see that? All right, this is knock your socks off time, right? Oh my goodness. Trillions of options is what they have. Okay.
Wow.
So this is how you stand out so you attract just yours. That's what we want to do here, just so you know that. So there are people, when they go shopping online and looking online and listening to your message, they have a process in their mind to try to decide what matters to me and what doesn't matter. We all have that, right? So do we know what everybody's values are and what matters to everybody? Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. It's pretty obvious what the answer to this is, but do we know or not know? Right? We don't really
Nope.
know anything about anybody, right?
No.
Don't know what's in their cabinet or whatever. So you lead with yours on the assumption, which so far we have found to be 1,000% true, that there will be tens of thousands of people in those trillions who share that value about that thing. You see that? Tell me yes. This is kind of, you know, it sounds kind of woo-woo, but I want to be sure that you're with me. Am I doing a good job explaining this? Okay. So we're going to lead with yours. Now, you know, if you think, well, what if they don't like it? Well, if you lead with yours and they don't like it, you're not going to get them anyway. But let me show you how this works, because you want your values to be things that matter to you, or things who you are as a person, what you've done, what your experience is. And it's not really about the product or the program or the specific business itself. I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, just stay tuned. So for example, what do you have that work? For example, when we marketed a product that was fruits and veggies in capsules, answer these 2 things. Does it mean something to you, the product, because of what matters to you? And does it relate to who you were before you ever started marketing the product? Okay, let me make that correction here. Okay. So for example, when Vic and I marketed the fruits and veggies and capsules, we already were big into health and fitness and eating right and drinking right. We were into all of that. We were defined as people who were interested in health, energy, mental fitness, physical fitness. I mean, you know, I'm going to turn 100 here pretty soon. And I'm telling you, I'm the same size I was in college. And I still jog almost as far as I ever did. Why? Because it matters to me. That's why. So if I get to market a product that's fruits and veggies and capsules where you get more nutrients than you did before, that's kind of an extension of who we were, which is why we zoomed to the top of that company in, like, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months or something. We were at the top of we couldn't go any higher. Do you see that? Tell me that you get this, that whatever you market, if it's a part of who you already were before, that this helps you because it gives you incredible credibility. You see that? Because you know a lot about it anyway. You know a lot about health. You know a lot about food. So if you know a lot about nutritional supplements that have to do with what you eat already in regular food, you're in a good place. Okay. So it's for people who, this is what we're talking about. Okay. And here's why you want to lead with that thing that matters to you about why you market what you market, right? Because people surf and search for matches, and they're naturally attracted to whatever is similar to their personal values first. Not the product or what is in it. No. Yeah, I'll give you an example. I'll give you another example. I'll give you how we did. It's kind of like shopping for shoes. All of you, when you go shopping for shoes, you'll ask what the person, do you want men's or women's, right? Isn't that? And then you do size. So pretend this. When you go shopping for shoes, these are just tennis shoes. There are a lot of choices when you go in the store or when you're in the online. You see this? See all these shoes? Lots of choice. Is anybody's eyes crossing yet? Or anybody's eyes crossing? We want your eyes to cross. Okay. So you see this? Okay. So now, do you try them all on? Do you try on all these shoes? Because this is how we surf online. This is the online internet world. I'm just showing you shoes. Remember, trillions of skincare, trillions weight loss, trillions investment, trillions. Diana Westmark, raised your patty cake. Connect with Vic, because we're not doing the little questions. Come put it in the chat if you could do that, or ask Vic the question that you have and we can help you. Okay. So do you try them all on? Do we have yes or no? What do we got here?
No, they do not try them all on.
Right. And so what do you do when you start? You kind of go, okay, so you start with women's or men's first. That's probably the first thing. Would you say that's right? Whether it's what sex it is. So that's going to be the first criterion. Then you're going to maybe say, well, I want running. I want Nike. I want size 8 and I want white. And out of this whole mess, you will enter whether it's, I just went to buy some new Nike shoes because I'm, get them every 150 or 200 miles or so. And it said, do you want men's or women's? That's the first classification. Then do you want running, walking, blah, blah, blah. That's the next qualification. Do you want this size or that size? Then do you want to have them custom made, which I do because I want to be sure that I can run till I'm 100 and not have any issues with bones or femurs or any of that. I mean, femurs, right? Bones or muscles or any of that. So I get the shoes that are most likely to support me the right way, which I've done all these years, 40 years of it. So you do all of this stuff. And finally, they tell you, here's the one. And we can have this done and it'll be ready for you in 3 weeks. Right. Are you with me so far? Tell me, yes, you get this. Based on what I want, not what they're selling. I don't care how many of you care what these people are selling, all these damn shoes? How many people go, I want to look at all of them. Oh, I want to try all of them. How many people want to do that? Do you want to try all this stuff on? Are you kidding? What we do as humans, we eliminate everything that's not ours. It's called elimination marketing. And how do we do that? By specifying what is me. I want women's running, Nike, 8, blah, 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 blah. And this is how you are going to call out your people. And remember, if you think, well, I might miss somebody, you're going to miss them anyway. If you are a size 8 shoe and you're looking at these shoes and you love all the shoes and you say, oh, shoes, I love all of you. I really do. But oh my gosh, I can't do a size 10. And I'm really a girl, so I'm not a boy, so I can't do that. And I need to wear them to church. So no, they're not going to be tennis shoes. I love you all. I love you all. But I don't have time to try you on. I need girls running this and that. And that's all that the salesperson will bring you. And if you are online shopping, that's all they will show you. Are you with me? Have I sold you? You see this? You got this, Leslie, all of this? This is how we market. We call out people that we hope have our values, and we express our values, believing that there would be thousands of people out of those trillions who will share our particular values, because we're not that unusual. You know, either you care about what the outside looks like or you don't really. Well, that's like half the market right there. Half do and half don't. And I want to call out, if I were selling, I was just thinking, you know, if I sold these water filters, I would just run an ad and say, and that would be the value. I have some other values, but that would be a really big one. And I bet you I would get the most sophisticated property owners in the town where I live. Why? Because nobody wants anything to show, because it looks ugly. You know, for those people that have those values, okay. If you're not like that, it's okay. I love you anyway. Don't worry, you can have that stuff in your yard. My point is that we eliminate and we say, of all this mess, I want A, B, C, D. The way we market is to the whole world. That's all these people, all these shoes. And we say, we have for somebody who A, B, C, D, for people who A, B, C, D. And that's all we are, what we got. If you're one of those, come on over. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it, right? It is so sexy because it saves time and grief. So you eliminate what is not your, what is not your thing, okay? And you just go for you. I'm women's this, that, you know. Does everybody make sense? Are we good with that? It's called elimination shopping. And we do the same thing with recruiting, elimination recruiting. In fact, as a matter of fact, let's say a lot of you have heard that some people don't like network marketing, right? Have you heard that? People go, oh, is that one of those things? Have you heard that? Let me see if somebody's heard that. If you haven't been out at all, you won't have heard anything. Of course, nobody's sitting there. You heard that. Okay, cool. So what you do is you take that very thing and say, you know what, this is for people who absolutely love network marketing, who totally know the model is killer and can make incredible amounts of money if you have a good product. And people who want to build a huge distribution system and never want to have to go to their friends and family, never want to have to beg, and just have a calendar full of people asking to talk to them every day. That's what we're about. If you know anybody like that, let me know. Click here and we'll do a little live. Who wants to come? That's what we do. Lead with the problem. Say you have skincare and you go, oh, everybody says it's too expensive. Have some of you heard that? People say it's too expensive. Who's heard that? Oh, it's too expensive. You heard that? You know what we do for that? Those are clearly the wrong people. A Range Rover is, quote, too expensive for people who prefer VWs or prefer, I don't know, Chevys or something else. But they're all in business. Remember, they're trillions. They all the people have different mind. I know my dad, when we were living in the Netherlands, he had like 6 or 7 cars. They ran a big business over there in Holland, and they had 6 or 7 cars. And I was like, got so many cars. And then when we came to America, for some reason, he chose one, right? And that was what he did. So we went from 6 to 1. It's like, okay, great. So you eliminate, you change what you have based on what matters to you. So here, what you do, if the thing is too high, if you say, well, they say it's too much money, then figure out what is the thing that you offer that makes it worth that money to somebody else based on the change that you're going to create, you see? So for example, if you were to say you have skincare that costs $100 a month, you might say, we offer a skincare for people who love to invest in their skin. People who go to have facials regularly, people who like to go to spas, people who like to go to the Golden Door, people for whom their face is the most important thing that they've got. That's who our product is for. Now, those are values, and they're not specific about the product. Do you see this? Are you with me? Lynette, yes. Do you see it? We got a few that are getting it. Then you have to implement it. It takes a little doing. This is like language learning for a baby. All of you that have had kids, before they start speaking properly, it's 4 or 5 years. And they've heard you talk for 4 years. You're going to hear me talk and go, I got it, I got it, I got it. And then when you try to say things, it'll all come out weird. And you go, it doesn't work. No, you're not saying the right thing. I didn't say me want. You did. Right? Just like your kid. You don't go around saying to your 3-year-old, me want. You say, I want. But what's a 3-year-old say, me want? So did you say that? No, you didn't model it. It's just where you are in your development. You have to learn communication skills by practice. It sounds so easy, like boxing. Oh, he makes it look so easy. You get in the ring and you're wiped out, and you haven't even stepped in the ring yet. And somebody hit, you're knocked out because it looks easier than it is. These are skills. You got to develop them. But that's what you want. If you want to make 10 grand a day or 10 grand a week or 10 grand a month, right? You see it? Yeah, writing it down, right? Okay, that's good. So that's what you do for people who love investing in their skin. That's who it's for. And who do facials. Because if they buy La Mer for $2,400, your skincare at $84, you know what they're going to say? What's wrong with it? It's too cheap. You see, just talking to the wrong people. They're audiences for everything. So you do elimination buying. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. And it's because there are too many choices. Trillions. I showed you that chart up above. So you see there are so many choices and people cannot decide. So don't sell on the product. Oh no. Vic, I think my computer just froze. I have
Your voice is there, but it's froze.
Yeah, I might. This is the first time this happened in a very long time.
You know what? Actually, it happened earlier, but then it was okay. So
it
let's
got to be okay. Okay.
Yeah, let's just see if it will.
Yeah, it should. If it doesn't, then what I have to do is
hold that pose, Kim. Hold that pose. It might hold.
Yeah, but see, I can't operate.
But you can't do that. Yeah, you can't operate the mouse.
Let's see here. Hang on, let me look and see if I can. Hang on 1 second here.
Okay.
See if I can unplug it and plug it back in without having to restart the computer. Let's see.
So hopefully we don't lose her.
Yeah. I'll tell you when it's going to happen here.
Okay.
And then if it does, in the worst of cases, I will.
Everybody can take a tea break or go have a potty break and come back. Then we'll be all there back again.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll try again and see if that works. Otherwise, I have to restart and then we'll, because we're almost done.
Oh, and Jared says, I sell computers that don't freeze.
Hey, there you go. Right. Okay.
That's good.
Yep. It looks like I'm going to have to do that. Okay. And I don't even know how to do it because I just set this up here. Let's see here for something a little different here. Let's see. We're going to see if it's possible to make this work. Okay. Okay, let's see here.
Well, good thing we still have your voice. Just know you're frozen. You're just frozen.
I'm screen sharing. Yeah. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it's been a long time since the computer froze.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on a second. See if I can make this work like this. Is it still working or not? It's
Well, you're
not.
just your voice.
It's
You all can
working
hear
up
her though,
there.
yes? Everybody can hear
Yeah.
her? Harry
Yeah, but
says if you
see-
have other windows open on your computer, you could try closing some of them.
Yep, I can totally do that. Well, at least the mouse worked a little. but
I
my
see your
camera-
mouse moving around and just your images and your, oh, wait a minute, in your PowerPoint, I mean, well, maybe that's getting dark now too. Yes, I see your, I see your image.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard to do something here. So I
So it
can
says
do,
too
I
many
can operate.
choices. It says too many choices. That's what's up right now.
Yeah.
And your
I
mouse
think
is
we-
moving, so that's moving. It's just that your body and face are frozen.
Okay, well then why don't we just, are you
Go
okay
for
to
it.
see this okay this way?
Yeah, it says
Okay, cool.
elimination shopping, that's up. So it seems to be
Okay.
working.
Okay, we'll just do it on this.
Yeah, it's just like having your video off, Kim. You can just put your image video off.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, as long as we can hear you and your mouse is working and your images are popping up and they're working.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Let's see if I can. Okay, so what I'll do is I cannot access, but you can see the slide, right?
Yeah,
That we
it's-
have
yeah.
right now?
Yep, and I see your mouse moving around.
Okay, so. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, that'll help.
Mhm.
So we have. Okay, here, I was going to give you the language for that. Okay. So you lead with what matters to you. I think the last thing, we have too many choices. Remember, we already said millions and trillions of choices. So when you lead with something that matters to you personally, or something that you know, a person will know that you know when you, by the way you speak, you'll prove that you're an advisor, not just a seller. Because if you just sell stuff, people can go to Amazon and Walmart and get it much cheaper. Are you with me there? Okay, Vic, you're going to have to watch the chat.
I'll
there,
watch
'cause I
the
won't be
chat.
able to see
Yeah.
it. All right.
Mhm.
So you lead with what matters to you, and weird is good. Weird is good. Let me just tell you, that's kind of how it is. It's been good for a long, 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 long time. The more unique you are, the easier you are to remember. And, people like Elon Musk, they're very weird. And all
Yeah.
people do is talk about him
Mhm.
and buy his cars and make him rich, okay? Because they're all bored. All right, so that means that that's what you talk about first. Let me give you an example of how we did this. This is a structure that you can use for whatever it is that you're marketing that will help you do this. For people who know they should X, but they don't, but they want to X. So for example, when we were selling fruits and veggies in capsules, we would often say, this is for people who know they should get more fruits and veggies in their diet, but they're not doing it, but they want to, but they don't have time to go cook all this stuff and do all this stuff. You know what I mean? So they don't have time for all of that. So, but they want to do the next, what you might call the next best thing. And what would the next best thing be? That's really the question, right? That's the question. See, there's the video kind of weird. Yeah, I can't shut the video thing off, so we'll just live with it the way it is. So it's for people who know they should X. This is one of many structures that we teach in the program. I want to show you, for those of you who'd like to know how we actually help people implement this stuff. For people who know they should get their fruits and veggies, they 5 to 9 fruits and veggies every day, but they don't. So, but they want to, without having to eat all of them, because they don't have time to shop, clean, cook, eat, and do the dishes, right? So this is a way for that, like the way I used to be. Do you see what I'm saying? Everybody see how that works? This is a structure that you can use because it catches the attention of everybody. No, it doesn't catch the attention of everybody. It catches the attention only of the people who feel like they should eat their 5 to 9. They're not getting them. They worry about it. They know they should, and they want to do something about it. That is not having to shop and clean and cook and eat and do all of that. Do you see that? Does everybody see that? My
Yeah.
mouse is not working now, but you can still see the slides, right?
Yeah, I can see it. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Because they agree inside. So it will never be everybody, but it's those based on those values. And if everybody sees that, Vic, just confirm, then we're
I will.
good.
They're all saying yes, yes.
Okay, because what happens is it's like Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice. Just your people who share your values about why this matters to you and how you're using this specific thing and why it matters, they will hear your voice. And if you remember that there are trillions and trillions of results for every kind of product known to man, you've got to be thinking like Jesus did, my sheep hear my voice. Does that make sense to everybody? And you don't need many of them. You think there's only 3 people because you talked to 3 and they all said no. There's 7 billion people on this planet. You just haven't got a clue how to reach out to them and how to do it in such a way that it's interest and value based, like what we're talking about for people who know they should X and they're not doing it, but they want to. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to think different, okay? And if you ask yourself, what are you doing that's working after 5, 10, or 40 years? I mean, if nothing is working, we have something that maybe can help you do that. But before I show you that, which I will do here in just a minute, let me ask people in the chat before we end this, what are some values that you have that are attached to why you market what you market that you could put in the chat? If you'd like to do that, I'm happy to hear what some of those things are. Like for people who know that they should yada, 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 use that example, for example, or 3 things to know about yada, yada before you jump in. Fill in some of those blanks so you get a little practice. Let me see what you're doing here. And I won't be able to see the chat very well.
I'll let you know when they pop in here.
Yep. You guys want to try some and get some quick feedback from us? Because we know how to do this, I'll tell you that.
They're thinking, Kim.
Yeah, you see how this is kind of a different type of marketing? Different, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Like for somebody to buy whatever you've got, what do they have to believe? What has to be important? Or what do they want to get rid of? Anybody?
Not yet. Oh, wait a minute. Here's one. Joan, I want to know my health coach really knows what he's doing or he or she is doing.
Your health coach, right? Or it might be for somebody who wonders how to know if all the vitamins they're taking are effective or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there's a way to test, to see if anything's working. It's for somebody who wonders, should I really be taking all these vitamins? How do I even know they're working? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
So far, that's it. Anybody else? Here, oh, well, Joan, part 2, do they incorporate an assessment of my labs? I don't know if you can.
I don't know. That this is a question that you have. We're talking about values that people have. Carl,
here's
what you got?
Carl's got 3 things to know about gut health before you buy probiotics.
Oh, okay. That's pretty sexy, Carl.
I think
and what I would, and what you would do there is, this would not be in the general newsblatt, you know what I mean? You would probably post this in a group where people are really already very interested and sophisticated in health, right? Because this is very cool. 3 things to know about X before you buy. This is very good, Carl. Very good.
And then Olivia's got one. I like taking care of my health with products that are easy to use, have minimal ingredients, and are non-invasive.
Okay, so change that to, instead of what you like, is for people who, what do they want, Chicky? What?
Yeah, that have minimal ingredients. That's what you're talking about.
Right. So, but what is it
easy to use? She says for people. Yeah. Minimal
for
ingredients.
People who know, take the I out. For people who, now fill in the rest of it. Who's it for?
Yeah.
And Diana Westmark, your hand is still raised, so see if you can connect.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Denise Williams.
For people who don't want all types of
don't want all
chemicals
types of chemicals in their laundry products.
Okay, so there you might go back a step and say, for people who wonder if there are harmful chemicals in their laundry products that they use with their children, with their children's clothes. People who wonder if there are harmful, what did you say?
If there are harmful types of chemicals in their laundry products.
Right. See, the thing is with Denise, nobody wants harmful chemicals. Nobody knowingly says, let me buy detergent that has harmful chemicals, right? So you have to appeal to, did you know there's one harmful chemical in every major laundry detergent? In almost every major laundry detergent, there's one really toxic ingredient. Go and check your shelf and see if you have this ingredient in your stuff. You know, say me, and I'll tell you what it is. You know, so you get the idea of this is, did you know there's one harmful ingredient in almost every major detergent, let's say, and I'll tell you what it is if you'd like to know. Who wants to know? Say me. All the people who say me are telling you, I want to know if there's anything bad in my laundry detergent. Do you see that? Are you all with me?
Yeah.
You see how that works? Right?
Yeah.
I thought I had dementia until I got my brain back. Yeah, that's a little bit too salesy.
Yes.
Right, a little bit too salesy. You're talking about, you know, getting your brain back sounds cliche out of a brochure. So what you want to do is, who is this for? Who is this for? How about, so you think you might have dementia? How to find out? Say me. People who are tired of being middle class. Okay, now you'd have to be specific, Donna. What does that mean to be middle class? Okay, now Carrie, this one is people who want to look gorgeous like they did when they were 16. Everybody will say yes. So you need to put a few qualifiers in there, right? Somebody wants to know how to keep their neck looking like as young as their face. Yeah, see, there's nobody who would say no to this. So you have to put in a qualifier and say, for somebody who'd like to know, if you'd like to know how to get the crinkles out of your neck without, what surgery do you do without plastic surgery? Say me. So it's people who want to do this, in your case, without that, because no one is going to say, no, I want to have a crinkled neck. And not questionable procedures. Pick one. Without Botox, without plastic surgery, right? The simpler, the better. Can I do this without Botox? Could I get this result without plastic surgery? Right? You see how this is working? Good, you guys are getting it, right?
Yep.
This is so cool, because that's how you lead with values that don't have to do specifically with your product. Do you see that? People who want to do this without that, that's really what makes things work. And if you would like to see, I mean, this is fairly different stuff. Would you say that's pretty true? Is this pretty different from what you've been taught before? Yes or no? Different? Say different if it's different. Okay, Vic, can I still hear you?
Yeah. Yep. Here, can you hear me? Yep. Different. Very different. Kathy's very different. Yes. Lots of difference.
Different. Yeah. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you, you're basically in the business here of learning communication skills. Would you say yes or no? Tell me yes or no. Communication skills. You have to learn to communicate. You're not just talking to people. You're learning to communicate. And what's the purpose of the communication? To find the people out there who already want what you have. They wanted it before you came along because they already shared those values. Do you see that? Tell me yes. And to learn to do that, you got to practice. How many of you think that you can learn to become a really good baseball player and never get in the batting cage and hit the ball? How many of you think that it's okay that you could be a really world-class tennis player and never get on the court to play tennis? How many people think that that's okay? You could do that. How many people feel like, oh, I could learn French. I can just listen to audios. And then when I go to France, I can just start talking and I'll just start talking really all fluent. How many people believe that? It takes a lot of practice. And people don't realize that because, of course, what do they tell you in this business? It's easy. Anyone can do it. Well, that's why everybody doesn't do it because it requires. How do you practice conversing? Oh, we're going to teach you how to do that. That's exactly what you do. You test post. You test phone calls. You test conversations. You're constantly testing. How do you play tennis? You get on with somebody who's another tennis player. And there are so many incredible numbers of people. We practice all the time. Absolutely. We use Facebook. We use anything where people can be at the other end. There's talking and there's writing words, either of those. Okay. That's what you have to do to practice, to call out your audience, call out the people who want what you have because they share the values. That's number one, getting the attention and calling them out. And then once they come, you see, then you take them through certain paces and get them to book with you. That's what our whole system is all about. That's what I'm going to show you here. But I just wanted you to know that what for those of you who want to be seen as an advisor in the industry, for what you offer, whatever, how many people here believe on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is absolutely without a doubt, and 1 is you're not really sure, how many of you are certain that you can help people with your product or your business? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do we have, Vic?
Oh, too many to count. There's just a slew of them.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So right, and if you're certain of that, then you want to position yourself. What would you rather be seen as, an advisor or a seller? Who do you want to be seen as, advisor or seller? Let me see. A or S?
Only A's.
Right?
Yeah.
And how about a 6-figure advisor? Or maybe even a 7-figure advisor? See, if you know you can help people, and if you know you're going to master the skill of communication, which is calling out your people. So of the trillions of options they have, the 5 or 10,000 that share what your values will go me, 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 me. If you want that, then one of the things you're going to have to do is you have a talent to practice, and we can help you wake it up so that you want to practice. Nobody wants to practice. Why? Because it's a pain in the butt. I don't know, most people, but you see, if you decide to become an Olympic swimmer, you're going to be in the pool every day. If you decide to become an Olympic 6-figure or 7-figure advisor, you have to be in communication with people 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 times a day. Do you see that? That means you get to practice, and we can help you wake that up. Sorry about the noise there. Little dogs out here. Okay. You got that? Wake up the talent to practice. We're going to show you how to do that. All right. So Vicki likes this story a lot, and I'd like to tell it because many of you have been in this situation, the doomed fly. Everything I've told you, we've all kind of said this is pretty crazy and pretty different, and your upline probably would not approve, which is why we don't recommend that you tell them anything. Just do. Start bringing in the volume, learn to communicate, bring in the volume. And when it starts flowing up, you know what they're going to do? Who knows what you're going to do? What if you suddenly bring in $5,000 or $10,000 worth of volume in a month? What is the upline going to do? I don't have any dogs. They're the neighbors walking by. What's the upline going to do when you bring in $10,000 or $20,000 in volume this month? What do you think they're going to say to you?
What are you doing?
Yeah. Do you think they're going to say, stop doing it? That's not duplicable. Do you think that's what they're going to say when you start bringing in all that volume? You think they're going to want to stop doing it? They're going to say, yeah, please, please keep doing it. Oh, please, please don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Yeah.
I want what you got. Damn right. So if you come into our program, keep your mouth shut about it. Learn to communicate. We will help you wake up your talent to practice so that you want to, and you get good at it. When the volume comes in, they'll ask you, and then you can decide to tell or not to tell. But you don't ask permission when you're changing and making the industry better. You do the thing. Does that make sense? Hey, Ev, good to see you. So the doomed fly story, we like telling this one because it's so apropos. Some of you have seen flies on your windowsill, and that's kind of how it is. You see them, and they're banging against the glass, banging against the glass. And there's a story, a book called U Squared, and he says, I'm listening to the desperate sounds of a life or death struggle going on a few feet away, and there's the fly sitting on his window. He's looking over into the redwoods, because the author was on a camping trip, and he was staying in a cabin. He said, there was the fly right there. Some of you see it in your car window. And you open the door to the car, or he opened the door to his cabin to the outside. And the fly didn't think to make a change. And it stayed on the window, and it stayed on the window, and it stayed on the window until, what happens? Who's seen a fly before? What happens to the fly if they stay banging against the window and they stay and they do not go over? What happens to the fly? Anybody know what happens to the fly? Stay, buzz, 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 stay, buzz, 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 buzz. It dies.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, what if that's what's happening to you? What if you feel like you're dying because you're banging your head against the wall like the fly, doing the wrong thing, pitching the product or the ingredients or the science of it, when they have trillions of other options, and nobody comes because you're the same as everybody else? I mean, do you want to be the fly that dies on the wall and you just kind of give up on your business because you're trying harder and that may not be the thing you want to do? Right? So that's really the big thing is, do you want to be the doomed fly? If you don't change what you're doing, and I'm like I said, we've done this for 28, 29 years, and now more than ever, we lead with the values that we have. And we're just like shopping for shoes. Women's Nike, size 8, blah, 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 blah. And when those people who have that in the store say yes, that's when we've got a match. And we almost never hear the no's, because size 10 shoes don't come to us because we didn't ask for them. We asked for women's Nike 8 running, Do you see? Does that make sense to you? So if you would like to see, we have a 4-step system to help people do this. For those of you who might like to have help doing this, then we're getting a lot more people applying to the program than we can take. And just so you know, we can only take usually just a few people every month, because it's a program where we try to help you transform the person that you are perceived as by other people, including you. Becoming an advisor means that you're seen as somebody with stature. You're seen as somebody who knows something. You're seen as somebody who has certain values, and all those people that share your values are going to be coming to you. Just like the water filter thing, anybody who cares about how the front of the house looks, if this guy does that number onto them, they're going to buy from him. And there are so many hundreds of millions of people. For you to get a few thousand in a year's. All right, so do you want to see how we became 6 Figures advisors with the 4 steps that we've got? Because I got 4 steps. Tell me if you want to see them and I'll show you. And you're so sweet. All right. Number 1,
Yes.
The first thing you have to decide is, are you all in? Who here is all in on deciding that you're going to turn yourself into a 6-figure advisor? You're going to learn how to develop the talent to practice, because you believe that what you have can help hundreds and thousands of people, and you want to be the one to do that, to call their name. Who would say, yes, I want to go all in on myself and learn how to become that person? Tell me yes. Right? You don't have to do it. If you want to make a difference, you're going to have to prove to the people to whom you want to make a difference that you are the one. You're going to have to learn to call their name, because my sheep hear my voice, and we all have our own sheep. There are people waiting for you that are waiting for your story, your voice, your point of view. So you have to be all in first. That means that when you wake up tomorrow, whether we are able to help you or not, you're not going to be doing the same thing that you did this morning. Because if you're on the path to become an Olympic 6-figure advisor, you're going to do what Olympic trainers do. You're in training to become an extraordinary communicator, to pull your people to you. Do you get this? Tell me yes or no. You get to change and be somebody else. That's the one you always wanted to be. But everybody around you kind of is telling you the sucky stuff. So you stay sucky because that's kind of what humans do. That's why Vicky, well, I don't have any friends that I can count on. It's too much work. I got to stay with what I am. Vic and me, and she's got some family stuff, but I'm easy there. I just live far away from everybody. I love them from a distance. Okay, decide to be all in. Number 2, you need to know who you serve. Who can you help? Remember, value-based. Got that? And we have a formula to help you do that. We're going to give you the formula, and then you're going to practice until you get the formula right. It's like if I say, okay, I'm going to teach tennis. I'm going to teach you how to do an overhead serve, a killer A serve every time. I'm going to give you the formula. Then you're going to start practicing. And will you hit it out of the park on the first day? Yes or no? Leslie, what do you think? You're going to hit it out of the park? Just because I can? Does that mean you can without any training, without any communication, without any effort, without any screwing up? Hello, hello, hello. Probably not. Miss Olivia, you know damn well there is no chance in the world. It takes, what does it say, 10,000 hours to get good? Get ready to get good. Really good. Not average. No, not every day anything. Awesomely good. Awesomely good. That's who we want, people who want that. So we're going to give you the formula on how to attract the right people. Next, we're going to show you how to sow. Jesus said, sow the seeds. Some of them are going to fall on rocky ground. Boom. Some of them are going to fall on thorny ground. They're going to grow for a little bit, and then the mother-in-law is going to go, and that's the end of that, thorny. Some of them, some brother-in-law is going to go, oh my God. Oh, she's doing one of those things. Oh my God. The birds got him. People sign up and they disappear, right? But some of the seed that you have, which is the program and you and the product, the message you bring will fall on good ground and it will grow. And that's what we do. We spread the word. We have giant distribution networks with the people where our stuff falls on good ground. And we'll show you how to do that online. Then we create a virtual magnet. This is one of the online tools that we help you create, where a person, instead of you going through the qualification process, like, does this matter to you? Does that matter to you? What are you doing right now for this? We have a set of, it's a weighted survey type of thing that we have. And you can create these in audios or videos or PDFs. And a person gets that from the sewing that we do. And they get it and they see it. Oh, let me see this. Oh, and that's kind of interesting. And they fill in this little thing. And then guess what? It's a self-selection checklist for what you have, for your value, see? And then what happens is they get a chance to answer some more questions, and they get onto your enrollment calendar. Because they'll say, one of the questions is, well, would you like to have a chat and see if we can help you achieve this? Because they are already value matches. Do you see that? Right? So I really do need to know, I got to get my 5 to 9. I don't really know how to do it. Or I want to have a separate career. I want to have something of my own. I know I can help people with this. There's nothing I'd like more than have 1,000 customers and maybe 100 reps that are spreading the word about this thing, that are all part of my organization, like building a church. You go 2 by 2. And if they say yes, you stay and build a church, an organization. If they say no, you leave and take the dust off your sandals so you don't catch the cooties. That's the story. That's what we do. So that's how that works. And then what happens, they all enroll. They come into the calendar, and then you get a diagnostic conversation template. So you learn how to talk to people, like Vicky's going to talk to some of you today. And if you get, say, 8 people, well, Vic, what are your numbers in terms of enrolling people from when you get somebody on the enrollment calendar for, say, the experimental team that we're building right now, which is an alternative health product where it's kind of a crazy techie thing that works on your energy flows and nothing actually goes into your body, and it does crazy wonders for people, which is why we're spreading the word about it with an experimental team. When you get people booking for that, out of 10 people that book, how many do you enroll?
I'd say between 8 and 9 out of 10. And
Okay.
when I say 8, it's because some go back to find out something that they have to take care of financially, and they come back and say, wait a minute, I want it. It's just, yeah, it's probably 8 or 9 out of 10 when I'm
Right.
looking at it. Mhm.
Okay, so we would show you the template for this, and part of the program that we have, the six-figure advisor, will allow you to have questions, your own questions that are based on the ones that we've got. So based on the values that you've got and the pricing that you have, and so that you have one of these. And by the time they come to you, they're all pre-qualified. They're already interested in buying what you have because of the values and their history and what matters to them. Does that make sense? That's what we're doing here. So you get the template for that. And of course, also the set of questions so you can do that. And we'll help customize those for you because they're not just general questions. It depends. All of the types of questions have to do with things like on a scale of 1 to 10, and you were, let's say you're going to do, let's say with Carrie's, for example, it might be on a scale of 1 to 10. If you want to get rid of wrinkles on your neck, would it be okay to do a Botox if you absolutely had to? And they would choose on a scale of 1 to 10, yes or no. And if they said, well, I absolutely don't want to do that, but I'll do anything, I'm a 10 on getting my neck fixed, chances are that this person would buy what Carrie has to offer. Why? Because Botox is usually a few $100, and her thing is under a few $100, if I'm not mistaken. It might be a little bit more, depends on if she gets a treatment. But if the person's values are aligned with Carrie, say she could charge $500 to get her neck fixed and do it in ways that do not require Botox, which can backfire and leave you really looking weird, like, some of these people, then she's going to have a client. But you see, if somebody says, oh, I just want Botox, give me the drugs, and, I'll take care of it when I get my Social Security or whatever, that's not her client. And she will not have wasted one moment with such a person. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Then the last one, what's going to happen is you're going to start signing up people. You're going to start getting some customers. You're going to get some reps. And then you're going to have a team to get started. And you're going to come to us and say, oh my God, what am I going to do? What do I have to do? So that's going to be a new problem. Or you're going to have friends asking you for money. It's another interesting thing, right? What do I do for when they ask me for money? So you're going to have different kinds of problems that are more interesting probably than the ones you have right now. Don't you think? Wouldn't you rather have a problem like that? Right? Okay, cool. All right. So the next step, if there are some of you that are already in our program that are here, that's wonderful, in the six-figure program, and some of you are still kind of getting yourself in here to get ready to go. And if you want to see if we can help you, and you want to be one of the first and get in first here for this week's run, I think we could only take one more person, but put your form in and we can talk to you and see whether or not we can help you. Go to sixfigureadvisor.me/pick me. Maybe you can put that in there, Vic.
Mm-hmm.
And what you'll see, you can still see the slide, right, Vicki? People can still see the
Yes,
slide?
I can. I can see it.
Okay, cool. Good. So it has a little form, to work with our team. Why do you want to work with us? Where are you now? What are you looking to achieve? Because remember, we're looking for people who want to become a 6 or 7 figure advisor. And that means that you know that you can help the people with what you have. You feel called to help them, and you feel called to build yourself a business where that is all you're doing. And you want to go all in on turning yourself into that person. Okay. So go ahead and apply. Go to the sixfigureadvisor.me/pick me, put that in there. And then what you want to do, Vic has offered to let you text her if you want to get to the front of the line. And to do that, go ahead and Vic, put your text number in there.
Yep, I've got it right in there.
Yeah, so that you can be first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a program it's transformational. That's the whole idea. We're looking for people who want to be who they're not now. I can tell you right now, some of you guys go, oh man, I wish I could be like you or Vic, but I am nowhere near what I want to be and who I want to be. It's a never ending process of getting to the next place, having greater impact, doing it in less time, reaching more people. There's no finish line, like they say. Okay. All right. I have a story on dice, which some people just love to hear the story about dice. How many of you are into dice? You want to hear the dice story real quick? Dice, anyone?
It's a fun story. Tell it, Kim, just for
Oh,
me so I
yeah,
can hear it again.
yeah,
I like it.
totally. Okay, let's say we're playing a game. We're playing game. So, and we have dice, and you're playing with your own money. It can be a lot of money. It doesn't have to be just a little bit of money. It can be a lot of money. Okay. So we have regular random dice. So we have those. And then we have loaded dice, 70% chance of winning every time. Now, if I were to say to you, which one would you want to have, the random dice or the 70% dice? I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but for now, just play along. Which one do you want to? Where's the link, Ed, to the six-figure advisor? Okay. You want to give Ed that. It's nice to see you, Ed. Haven't seen you in a while. Delighted to be able to help you in this program. If you're up for what we're talking about, it would be great to help you get to that place. Okay, you got him, Vic. Okay, so if I say to you, Ed, check that link and see if it works for you. 70% dice, which would you rather play with? The 70%ers or the random dice? Put R or 70. Let me see what you got. Yeah, it's been a while, buddy. It's been a while. We've had some people that are in the program now, and other people that we've come across again, and it's been 20, 25 years. It's just incredible. It's wonderful to see you guys. It's wonderful to be above ground. I'm telling you. 70%. Okay. Well, that was kind of a question for, didn't mean to insult you, but why would you want the 70% dice? Why do you want the 70% dice? What's the reason? What tell me the reason. Better odds. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You're more sure of winning. Right. So now how about this? Now here's the trick part. Okay. Now they're going to sell these dice because they woke up, see, and said, oh man, been giving this away free for so long, but I think people would pay for this. Ha ha, hint, hint, right? So we're going to sell them for $1,000. Now, the random dice are free. The 70% dice are going to be $1,000. And now which dice would you want to play with? Remember, you can choose any monies that you want, $300,000, $500, $5,000, whatever the amount is that you're going to be playing with the dice. What do we have? You can use them as often, as long as you want. 70% dice, would you pay $1,000? Yes or no?
Yes. Still yes.
Couple of yeses. Yes, right? Mm-hmm. Versus the random regular freebies. Why? Why?
Better odds. Still the better odds.
Still the better odds, right? Mm-hmm. 70% odds. Totally. More certainty. More certainty. And we all want certainty. We don't get it much, but we wish we had it. More of it. And so what we want to offer, what we're offering you is we believe that we can be your 70% dice. We want to be your 70% dice. If you want to become a six-figure advisor and you want us to help you awaken the talent for practice that is within you, then we want you to apply. We'll talk to you and see if we can help you. Yeah. Great odds. Where's my C card? Evelyn, we love you, girlfriend. Yeah. And sometimes people say, oh gosh, could this is not like $100,000 at Harvard. We're looking at 10% of that of $100,000. So it's way lower. So you have to ask yourself, do I want to stay the way I am for the next 5 to 10 years? If that's okay with you, you don't need us. Stay the way you are. We're good. But if you don't want to stay the way you are, and you need to wake up that talent to practice, you want to become an advisor, and you can't do 15 things at once. You got to go all in. The number one swimmer in the world, all he does is swim. The number one track star, all they do is track. They don't do 3 companies and 4 deals and, let's have another little side hustle. No, that's the way to guarantee that you will be average, an everyday average person who never gets good at anything because you don't have time to do it. If the best people in the world focus, what's taking you so long to get the focus? And we know why it takes so long, because we all want to do everything. But you can do everything, but you will be average at everything. If you want to change that, the big move is got to focus, got to go all in. And we would love to help you do that because we're good at this part. Now, some of you, you might say, well, that's a lot of Momo. What if I don't have the money? Well, you could do what Elon Musk did. He's going to be buying Twitter, and he didn't have the money either, even though he's very rich, right? So he borrowed nearly all the money to buy Twitter. He hasn't done it yet, but the transaction hasn't gone through yet. But he didn't really have very much money available, and he didn't want to sell his Tesla stock. So he basically, of the $45 billion that he offered to pay the company, for Twitter, 44 billion, I think. There's a $13 billion bank loan, $12 billion loan against his Tesla stock, 21 billion from other investors, and he doesn't even have the 3 billion in cash. So he's raising money from other people. It's called, when you borrow money to grow your business, it's called raising capital, getting capital. It's not borrowing money for a car or borrowing money for something else that drops like a ton of bricks the minute you drive it off the showroom. You are investing capital and raising capital to build a business. And if you raise 10 or 15 or 20 or $100,000, you're using that because you expect to make multiple times more from the impact that you will have with that money. Do you all understand that? Tell me yes or no. Yes or no. Multiply your capital that you raise or borrow for your business. So that's where Dave Ramsey tells people don't borrow. And he's not talking to business owners. He's talking to people that have jobs, which is fine, but they're fixed income. Whether you make 10,000 a year, 50,000 a year, 100,000 a year in a job, it's fixed. So you can't be affording to spend 30 grand on crypto and have it go out the window because you only have a job. That's the income you've got to play with. It's fixed income at any level. But with a business, you take your capital and you put it out there. And if you learn how to find the purpose of any business is to get the customers and make them happy, because you're filling a need to help them get what they need, some problem solved, whatever it is that they want. And so you get capital to multiply it. Do you understand what that means? That's why we have funding partners who like our work so much. They say, you know what, we'll finance your people. Send them over. Very reasonable terms. As you know, some of you here have used them, Evelyn and a number of other people. So John Rockefeller raised capital. God raises capital. What do you think the Sunday plate going around the church for is every weekend, every week? They raise capital to spread the word. This is what you're doing. So you can be the one who says, my sheep hear my voice. Does that make sense? Tell me yes, yes, if you make sense. We good with that? All right, good. All right, Carl. All right, you guys. We're done. I just want to read you a little poem by Jesse Rittenhouse. It's kind of a fun one. And it has to do really with a person who kind of was at the end of their life, and they realized that they had made this huge, huge mistake. And now it was too late to do anything about it. You are all still above ground. Most of you have your wits about you. You're still sober. You're not impaired right now. And so I'm going to read you this and just imagine if this were you at the end of your life, is this how you would want it to be? While you still have a chance right now to make a change, make a decision, go all in, do your thing, whether it's with us or somebody else. Become somebody, be something, have some value, be useful, have your life serve some purpose instead of nothing, right? Because if you do 15 things, it's going to be nothing. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. Life is just an employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. If you go all in, there's no limit to the impact you can have and to the joy that you can bring to somebody else. And then therefore really get your own. So that's what I have for you. You have any questions for me or any questions for Vic? Vic, did you want to add anything to this?
Well, you're talking Olympic stuff, Kim, and I want to say, to do this with you the last many years, I didn't realize we were doing Olympic stuff, but we were, because Kim would tell me what to eliminate. Eliminate this and eliminate that, and I would notice that my time would free up because I was all over the place. Step over those socks. Well, I eventually got a house cleaner because it was costing me more to pick up the socks than it was if I sat here and did this. And then I just did the things that caused my focus to come in tight because it was scattered focus. And now, even now, with troubles that I have going on personally, I take my brain elsewhere and I park it somewhere, literally, and I focus. And it feels euphoric. It doesn't matter what's going down, doesn't matter what's going on. I feel good. It's that Olympic feeling of getting really good at something and doing the reps long enough, doing 10,000 hours. It's, even though people say it's easy, anyone can do it, we know that's not true. That's the doomed fly way. It becomes easier when you do the reps over the time, and then you eliminate the trash in your life, the stuff that's time sucking you. And then you suddenly have your lifestyle back and you go, oh, you know, it doesn't hurt when I lift those weights or run that far or do this thing anymore, or talk to people and eliminate them and say no first and bring the right ones to me. Based on this kind of thinking and doing that Kim has taught me, it gave me a life that I wanted back, and I feel useful. And I feel useful the way I should be useful in the gifts that I have. And I would pay Kim $1 million to do this over again. She's just, her teaching really has changed me on the inside out, or just kind of it had me line up to who I was and didn't know it. So that's what I can say. It's a kind of a surprise transformation journey. You don't even know what you're in for sometimes, but you come out the other end and you go, oh my God, look what I did. Look what I did. I lifted this off of somebody. I helped myself, and it was win-win for me and both. And when the sponsor comes and says, what are you doing? Because you're not telling, it'll be a good feeling. You'll smile because they had to ask you. There's nothing like when they come and ask you. That's just the best thing in the whole world, I tell you. So Kim, thank you. I will always want to say thank you over and over for your teaching and what it has done for many of you and me too.
And it's hard to do it. It's very hard to stay focused. And once you decide, just remember that we're all completely addicted to like I own some crypto. So every hour I go take a look to see where it is. That's a silly addiction. And I know it, I'm conscious of it, but I do it. And it's both. And I tell myself, well, it's just, it doesn't really matter if I lose the whole thing or not, but I just want to look. But the other day I realized I'm catching myself wasting energy that I really should spend someplace else. And the time is all we have. And so while it may be fun and it like that, and it's good, I have to completely stay focused on the thing that I'm all in on, which is imagining, how can I take 5 new people this month and have you in 30 damn days up there with your readiness ritual, ready to run people through it. And that's why I told Vic, we're doing this. And instead of a year, the program's a year. But if we get somebody who's able to commit, because remember, you control your time, and you go all in and you eliminate every other thing from your life, except like what Mark Spitz said, the #1 gold medal winner in swimmer history from the United States. He won 4 gold medals, 4 different Olympics, 16 years. What was your daily thing? Wake up, get in pool, go to bed, or eat, go to bed, go to the bathroom, go to bed. Wake up, get in pool, eat, go to bed, go poop, get up. That was it. Sleep, wake up, get in pool, eat, go to the bathroom, go to bed. Nothing else. It's all you do. And suddenly you wake up and, like Emerson said, do the thing, get the power. And they go to you, they go, Ed, you just lucky, man, because it's easy for you. And you're going to want to whop them, because it isn't easy for anybody. Nobody likes to give up options. Nobody, including me. And I have to, put things away, and I have now cleared out all kinds of things so I don't see it. It's like if you tend to drink alcohol, I gave it up 8 years, 5, 6 years ago now. What they say when you start is don't have it in your fridge. Why? Because then you won't be tempted. You have to take yourself by the horns and say, I am going to become this. And once I am that chiseled mind self and a master communicator, so when I speak, my sheep hear my voice and they've been waiting, then I'll take a break. By then, you'll be so beautifully crafted that you won't even want those things anymore. But until you get there, they will be a thorn and a barnacle and gnat, like they are for Vicki and me. But come with us and we'll help you, slap the gnats and mosquitoes away.
Really?
All right.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's totally so fun. Yeah, you have a few folks to connect with. So I think Ed's first one up, so he gets first dibs, Vicki.
You bet.
Ed's first. And I think we have some other folks in here, but we have very limited numbers of people we can do this with because it's a big transformation. It's a commitment on our part and a commitment on your part, but we are determined to do it, in part because I think we can transcend our industry. Our industry does not need to be the lowest thing on the ladder. It doesn't need to be that people say, oh, you're doing one of those things. I want people to say, no kidding. What kind of network marketing do you do? Do you do that one where you become an advisor? Yeah. That's the kind of marketing we're doing. We are all 6- and 7-figure advisors, and we use the network marketing model because we can get paid every single month on thousands of people. That's why. Right? That's it. All right. Any other comments or questions or anything from you guys? We're ready to call it a day. Is there a scholarship program? There's a loan program. We have different, they will get you, if you have some kind of a halfway decent credit history, which means, of course, that you pay people back when you say that you will. It's a funding program. They'll make you loans. So you're raising capital. Yeah. And we also have a payment plan option that we have ourselves. Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, it's the monthly is also an option for you. Yep. Immersion. That is totally what we're doing. It's a complete immersion. Yep. Okay, cool. Next week we're going to be doing a 4-hour immersion for people. It's a little bit different than this. And it's for people that are kind of totally new to us. Yeah, Ed, you fill out the form. Good. Yep. Yeah, the funding program is, we have lenders who give capital and make capital available to people who are building businesses. And we put you in touch with those folks and then we go from there. Yeah. Okay, any other questions or comments or takeaways from anybody? What did you take away from this? Cassie, what about you? What did you take away from this? Leslie, what did you guys take away from this? Carrie? What's your takeaway from today? Why are you glad you came? And Carrie Patterson, it's good to see you, buddy. God, what is it? Excel days or something? Holy moly. You're sweet. We are creators.
Oh gosh, that's such a good one, Kim.
Yeah, we are. If you're a creator, let's do something. And we're supposed to have been made in the image of God. If that's true, God's a creator. That's what he did. So what are we doing cloning people?
We need to do creators, not clones, on a t-shirt.
Yeah, oh great new post-it test. Yeah, and you're doing testing. This is exactly what you're doing. Test until you get it. Yeah. A creative advisor. Yeah, Leslie. Awesome. Leslie, are you in the 6-figure advisor program? I know you're in so much stuff of ours, but I don't know if you're in that. Are you in that yet? I don't know that you are, but if you want to do that and talk to Vicki, we will make you a special arrangement because we love you extra. We do. Transformative. Yes. Melvin, have you spoken to Vicki already?
A couple days ago. So yeah. Melvin is in the longing for this right now, so we'll see.
Let's get something. What about Lynette? Lynette, have you talked to Vic? Yeah, Leslie, we'd help you do anything, man. You know, we love you. We want to support you, what you're doing. Miss Lynette, have you talked to Vic? Lynette Ellison, yeah. Well, what are you waiting for, honey? Fill out the form. Yeah, fill out the form. You see it there? Vic, why don't you put it in there? Don't be shy. If failure is not an option, then being a chicken is for sure not an option. So don't be a chicken, Lynette. Nobody's going to bite your head off. We'll probably say no first if we don't think we can help you. So fill out the form. What are you sitting there for? Fill it out right now. Lynette, do you see it? Let's see who else is. For whom else? Click on it. Fill it out. And then Vic's number, in case you want to connect with her, you can text and she can help you with it if you want. Why don't you put your number in there, Vic? Lynette, how long have you been in the industry, the network marketing industry? How long have you been in it? Let's see who else we got here. Anybody missing? What should I say? 18 years?
18 years.
Are you able to go all in and totally commit to yourself to do one thing and nothing else, and that's it? Swear to God, nothing else. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Are you able to commit? I'm talking to Lynette here. You tell me yes or no. Because if you're not wobbly, well, good. You're starting to commit. That's a lot of people are poor. That's why they have banks and lenders all over the place. Fill in that form. And it doesn't matter that you're poor. What matters is where you're going. People will help you if you're willing to commit. But a lot of times people are poor for, because they said they were going to commit, but they didn't, Many times it's our own selves. But you have to become that person that's not going to stay there. And that's what a decision means, to go all in. Yeah. Fill in the form. When we talk to her, it's on the house, and we'll see if we can help you. And it may be that we can help you with something else. Start with something smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Prove to yourself that you can do what you say you're going to do. Doing what we say we're going to do is probably the biggest criterion for you to know if you can keep your word with yourself. I'm going to get up every day at 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever you say. I'm going to bed every night. If you can do that, you are beginning to build up the discipline that you need to carve yourself into that person that you want to be. You've got to create it yourself. It's kind of like, Michelangelo said, when somebody said, how do you create these beautiful statues, like the David and whatnot? And he said, I look at a block of marble and I see an angel inside the marble, and I want to set the angel free. So he chisels and chisels and chisels for sometimes 2 or 3 years to set that angel free. And that's what we have to do with ourselves. And we'll help you and give you the tools to make it go faster. But you might just still be a block. And in that case, you got to start the process of setting that entrepreneur free, that creator free, the one that says, yes, I'm going to commit. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we're good to go. Shall we call it a day? What do you think, Vic?
I think we're good. This was a fun show, Kim. That's why I show up, you guys. I've known her a long time. She can't have anybody else come and do this. I want to. I like all of it. I like the whole 9 yards.
Right.
Thanks, Kim.
Yeah, well, we try to think of new stuff all the time. That's for sure.
It's never boring.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Hey, I'm delighted to hear that.
All
Okay,
right,
you
Lynette,
guys.
I'll look out for you, and Ed, I think you as well, and a couple others. So you got my cell, you got the form. So let's connect. All right.
Okay. See you guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.